Crossing Mission Creek here for about the third time today. Got a little wet the last time. You can see the creek is flowing pretty well, but there's this nice log here, so we're going to try and cross right there. Whoa. Okay. Not so bad. Now we got to find the trail again. Okay, this part of the trail almost got wiped out. You can take a look at how steep the drop off here. The waters must have been really raging this spring and took a lot of it out. As much as a pain in the butt this Mission Creek has been this morning, it is really pretty down here. And it is providing a nice water source for us. But I'm sure we'll have to cross it again a few more times. In fact, one of my trekking pole tips, got some duct tape on it, so hopefully it holds. But it's been really physical this morning because we've been having to scramble up and down washed out sections of the creek where there is no path. And it's a lot of pulling yourself up over big embankments. On day 16, whole different mountain range here. I think it's the San Gorgio Mountains. They're a bit higher than San Jacinto. You can see all the snow up there. But the view here is just breathtaking. Best view of the day. So I climbed about 11.1 miles so far today. It's about 3 o'clock. It was uphill, like over almost 5,000 feet of elevation, so it's been really hard. But now almost to the peak. But the challenge now is that there's no water for 16 miles. So at this water source, I had to pick up about 4 liters of water, which is almost 9 pounds of water. So instead of normally carrying about, let's say 18 or 19 pounds, I'm now about 27 pounds. So it's pretty heavy, but the day's almost done. Mile 246, and it's a place called Coon Creek Cabins. And they are 3 cabins in total disrepair. But we are at about 8,100 feet in elevation, so it's going to be pretty cold tonight and a lot of wind. So I'm staying in this one right here. The roof is, well, there's at least 2/3 of a roof on it, and it's got a dirt floor, but the dirt floor is better. The other ones have a concrete floor. There's my setup. It's not any worse than sleeping on the AT in a shelter. So no, it's going to work out pretty well, and it seems to block the wind very well. I'm at mile 250.3, and one of the more unusual sights on the PCT is a private zoo. The private zoo contained animals that were used in Hollywood pictures. They had lions and tigers, and I know that this was supposed to be one of the few places where you might see actually a grizzly bear on trail. But it looks like it's for sale now, and it looks like all the animals have been moved out of their cages. Direction, you can see the mountain still there. Just beautiful. We're headed towards Big Bear Lake, which you can now see off in the distance as well. The day started out really well today. We only had 20 miles, but mostly downhill. But about 10 miles into it, my right knee started acting up, and I'm limping all the way down the hills. I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way. If I don't, I'll just stay out for the night. But hopefully I'll get on the trail. This reminds me a lot of Virginia and the AT. This is mile 266 coming into Highway 18, where I can get a ride into Big Bear Lake and soak my knee. Well, that's the last video I took from the trail. I got into Big Bear Lake that night, had a high fever, and the next day ended up going to urgent care. They treated me for some kind of bacterial infection and also identified that I was dehydrated. The next day I had very difficult time breathing and ended up going to the emergency room where they identified that I had pneumonia and treated me with IV antibiotics. I got off the trail and have been recovering since. Hopefully I'll have some more adventures in the future, but certainly not for a while. Thanks for watching.